Well, hello and welcome in. I know nobody's watching right now, but maybe someday eventually someone will be watching right now. It sounds like our audio's good. Let's just put the Discord link in the comments down below so that way our description's not a liar. What up, Taz? What are you doing? I seen you in the Share Factory studio. Alright. Let's do some Kerbaling. Ghost of Tsushima. It's been a while since you posted that one, unless I missed a video. Alright. We already have an experiment going on. Alright. It's been a minute, just making sure. Alright, so... So what if we go... retrograde, maybe? Nope, that gets us farther away. Oh, and that's the other thing we really need to do. Did I put solar panels on this bad boy? Or is that a design flaw? Solar panels, here we are. Alright. Now. So now we're just gonna lower the intercept as much as possible. Alright, now let's go check and see what it looks like. Alright, so that second intercept is really close. So let's do some fast forwarding then. Oh wait, hold on. Before we do that fast forwarding. How did I just do this? So it doesn't work now? Kind of confused because I just got it to switch. That's odd. Okay, so that does have its solar panels already extended, which is a pretty good thing. Maybe it's got to be at a certain distance for that to work. Whoops. And I also forgot I wanted to try something. We're going to try something a little different for the docking this time. Radial in. I hate that I can't see anything with the blinds open. All right. Electrical charge is good. We're just burning through it because we're using that reaction wheel to turn. Once we stop turning, it will probably recharge just fine. So, let's just fast forward a little bit. This would have to be a retrograde burn, I think, in order to... See, now you got me second guessing everything I think I know. So, what happens if I do this? It's 335, 331. Alright, so that gets us farther away. It's 300. Somehow that's working, so... What does this look like now? Alright. Let's do a quick save. Because why not? Uh, uh. Retrograde. Okay. Alright, so now we do this. I'm burning up a lot of monopropellant trying to do this. Hmm. First things first. There. Now, I am not a docking master by any means. But as long as that number's getting closer, very, very slowly, we should be okay. Come on. Come on. We're going to try to use the Lown Lazy method of docking, where we just aim the vessels at each other, and hopefully we get a lock. Come on. Oh my goodness, this is hard with a controller. Okay, now can I... Okay, so now we should be able to go here like this. We're going to burn up all of our monoprop trying to do this. Nice and slow. Until we burn up all of our monopropellant, and then it's back to the hardball. But we're trying to get that yellow circle inside that pink circle. That's the goal here. Just like that. Now we slow down a little bit just so we don't cause problems. Nice and gentle. Come on. Kiss me, baby. Nice and gentle. I think this is what the kids call docking. And our first refueling mission successful. All right. Now, let's see what we have here. We're gonna pin this, pin that over here. Actually, let's unpin that one. What do we have here? Okay. Alright, so now we unpin that one. Pin that one. Man, this mission might go off without a hitch now. Wouldn't that be something? Alright. Now... pin that. Huh. I don't remember where I put the monopropellant tanks on this. I might have clipped them in like an idiot. I may have boo-booed that one because I don't remember where they are. But that's alright. We should have full fuel now. Alright. Mission accomplished. Good job, Valentina. Alright. Yep, we got almost full fuel. How did I not get full fuel? Oh, I never filled that tank up and that tank up. I filled the two front ones up. Oh, let's see what we have here. 800 meters per second. Hold on. Whoops. Don't know how the hell that just happened. I wasn't going that fast. The monopropellant should not have propelled me that fast. Should have saved it. That's okay. Now we know to check the other fuel tanks. Just want to get into the daylight. Alright, so... let's try to do this again without screwing it up, shall we? Alright, how do we want to go about doing this now? I need to keep an eye on my monopropellant, which we have plenty of right now, I think. What about... Okay. Come on. Come on. Right here. Okay, so now we got to be very careful because we're going too fast. So... Alright. Let's get rid of this for a second. Let's do this. Helps me think about it better if it's up and down, you know. Alright, so now if I do this, alright, hold on. So now if I target, probably making a mess of this. Hello, and welcome one and all. If you're dropping in for the very first time, I appreciate you for clicking on my little video, my tiny little live stream. Alright. Damn it, that's annoying. So what does this look like over here? Not great. Once this locks on target, we'll switch back. Come on, lock on target. I hate that it switches it. It's one of the frustrating things about it is that it keeps switching it. Like, I can't just jump back and forth. But I did learn how to jump back and forth like this, though, so... Alright, so now we switch to this. We lock to target. Actually, so here. Oh my goodness, this is getting frustrating. Retrograde. Oh my god, stop it. Burned up all of my damn monopropellant for this shit. Yep, that's all the monopropellant there is. I really wish I remembered where I put the monopropellant on this damn thing. Alright. Oh, monopropellant's right there. Okay. So, what we can do is first things first, save it. You thought I forgot, didn't you? Alright, so... Whoops, come on. Alright, so pin that. Alright, so monoprop is completely filled up. So now we just have to repeat the fueling process. Which means we go like this and like this. And we're just going to drain the oxidizer and fuel out of this ship and put it in this ship. Actually, I could just shortcut this and just do it from here. Alright, so... Actually, I want to pin this one. Probably be a smarter idea. Because we're not going to need a whole lot to get this home. Like, at all. So what we're going to do is, what we're doing here is we're going to drain the fuel from here and put it up into here, and then we'll deorbit this and bring up a transfer stage to try to bring this to Eve. Okay. What the hell? Oh, okay. I see what's happening here. Alright, let's just make sure everything's tippy-top. Okay. Alright, so that's full. That's not quite full, so let's see how much we have left. Oh yeah, we got lots left. Uh, we're going to try to get as much fuel in the lander as possible. And I still don't have super high hopes that this is gonna effectively take off from Eve. Not gonna lie to you guys. The possibility of it happening is pretty slim. Why does this keep moving crap? Alright. Should be completely full now. Alright, so now the lander has full monopropellant and full fuel reserve. So now what I want to do is get out of here. I want to switch to a retrograde. Right? No, I think we need to switch to a prograde, probably. This is a really good periapsis to have. Actually, it'd probably be better to do normal and anti-normal. I know it's a slow process, guys, but bear with me on this one. And that should be fine like that. And then put this back to retrograde. Welcome in, welcome in. We're just doing a refueling operation. Now our lander has full monopropellant and full fuel. So now what we're going to do is we're going to deorbit this bad boy, the refueling ship we used. Let's see what this looks like now. That looks like okay. That's a little bit steep, but I think we'll manage. So now, hold on. Do I have this set to action groups? Okay, I do have it set to action groups. It's just set to the action group here. Alright. So let's do some fast forwarding. Not sure where the lander went off to, but it's off doing its own thing. Alright. They're doing some work in my apartment complex, so if you guys hear banging and tools and stuff, my apologies. But that was a successful fuel mission, so now we should be able to launch a craft capable of getting this mamma jamma to Eve. And hopefully, in the next 2 hours, we will have an Eve touchdown or a bloody catastrophe trying. Okay, now let's do this. Prepare for plasma blackout. Preparing for plasma blackout. Any second now you're going to start seeing, actually, prepare the stability brakes. That's what those air brakes are for the ship, is it really is just a stability process. I was really hoping that would burn up in the atmosphere, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Oh well. I'm sure it'll... You know what? It'll burn up eventually. We know it will. We just got to keep an eye on the air brakes there for heat purposes. They can overheat. Then we have drogue chute deployment, which not 100% sure why I need that many on this, but there was a reason at one point. I know there was a reason at one point. I'm a little concerned with how fast we're going. I think I added drogue chutes, because I may have accidentally added drogue chutes instead of parachutes, because I meant to add parachutes. Because what happened is there used to be a large primary parachute here, and I accidentally added 2 drogue chutes instead of 2 of the orange chutes. Now, I'm pretty sure once we touch down, this is going to get destroyed. But hopefully that's the only bad thing that happens. Because I accidentally added the wrong parachutes. Oh. Look at that. We're safe. Alright, recover vessel. Alright, our refueling mission was successful. Now, we need to figure out if the jittery jet is going to be strong enough to get that bad boy all the way to Eve, and ideally back. If we can get to Eve just on the booster alone, like we have in the past... What the hell is going on out there? What? Hi. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Does anyone remember how many that just had? Did it have 4? I have been playing for about 150 hours. Appreciate you dropping in, though. Yep, I got about 150 hours on KSP, and I only get to play on the PS5. And we've been trying to get to Eve for the past, I don't know, probably 20 hours of that game time. I don't think you know what, I do think we should put some more monopropellant in. Which one was it under? Fuel tanks, I thought. Yeah, right there. I'm still learning everything, so I do not claim to be a master by any means, but hold on, let me I have been to... I've got everything done on Kerbin, everything done on the Mun. We installed a Mooner space station. When did you download and start playing it? About 150 hours ago. Probably about a month. Maybe 2 months now? I think about 2 months, maybe. I've seen a lot of other content creators playing it on PC and stuff, and I was like, hey, that looks like a lot of fun. So I found out it was on the PlayStation Store, grabbed a hold of it, and yeah, it's been about two-ish months, maybe a little bit more. Not by a whole lot, though. But we've got Kerbal, or Kerbin, Eve, and Minmus done. We've been to Duna and Ike. We've been to Eve, but we didn't land. So this mission is trying to land us on Eve. That's the goal here. And I think we have the monstrosity to do it. We put in some more monopropellant. I think that's all we really need. What do we have for crew? I don't really think we need 2 engineers. Do you play on PC? Or do you play on console? Because I've learned that there is a big difference. Do I want to take more people on Xbox? Oh, okay, so yeah, no, you're with me. You're with me. You're on the console. It's funny because a lot of PC players will come in and comment that it's like, oh, why don't you just do this? And I'm like, well, it's not available on console. There's a lot of things that just aren't available on my version. Do you have the DLCs at all, or do you play completely stock? Alright, I think... Man, this is a tough choice. I'm wondering if it wouldn't be better to launch this... Yeah, I have the Enhanced Edition, but I don't have the Breaking Grounds DLC or the, the History and Parts Pack. We need to... Okay, yep, you play exactly like I do. So how far have you gotten, as far as... What have you checked off your list of things to do? I think a remote guidance unit would be a good idea, because I think we're going to launch this completely... I think we're going to launch this unmanned, because we have 3 Kerbals on the lander. We could launch this unmanned, and if it gets us to Eve and has enough fuel in the transfer stage, then we can just transfer the Kerbals. Oh, I'm kind of jealous. I haven't been to Jewel yet. The farthest out that I've been is to Duna. And then everybody kept saying, well, Eve is the hardest boss. You've done rovers on Eve? Yeah, I did a flyby and I dipped down into the atmosphere. I dropped about 70 kilometers into the atmosphere to do science. Yep, I've been to Duna and back, and then I hit Ike while I was there. And then I wanted to go to Eve. Kerbals. Yeah, I knew what you mean. I think this is good. Let's... Mark... We're gonna call this the Mark IV, though, because it's unmanned. The Jittery Jet Mark IV. I think that's all we need to really do. I always forget something, though. The problem I've been having with Eve is I can't seem to get enough Delta V into a craft. Alright, so toggle map. Set as target. Let's see. Somewhere about there. Let's do full power. SAS control on. And let's launch this bad boy. I just can't seem to get enough Delta V. The next thing I'm going to try, if this mission doesn't work, is going to be a space plane. Because I think if I could put an SSTO on Eve, then... Oh no, I forgot the Jittery Jet doesn't have the Sepatrons. Ooh, this might be a rough takeoff. I forgot this Jittery Jet didn't have Sepatrons on it. I did not know that. I've heard stories about people saying that there's other space centers that you can use, like other launch pads around Kerbin that I haven't found yet. I haven't found any of those yet. Pyramids? Now you have me curious. I might have to throw a satellite up and see what I can find. Come on. Do you sometimes find the controls on the controller a little bit jittery? Like it's a little hard to... A Kerbal statue? Hey, it's still something worth going to look at. I know I want to go find the Mohole too. Heard good things. Alright, now. Just for the sake of precision. Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't need all that nonsense. Let's do that. I think that'll be fine. There's like normal mode and mouse. I'm not sure what you mean. I've never messed with the mouse mode or any mouse and keyboard of any kind, anything like that. I know if this keeps going this way, though, we'll be sitting pretty good on fuel cost. Because I haven't even broke into my main stage yet. I did that burn a little late because I was reading chat. That's okay, though. Modes let you do different things, and sometimes it's a curse mode, and I switch to normal mode. You talking about like this? Hold on. Like where you can do the mouse like that? Because I can do that. I know how to do that. Alright, so periapsis is 87,000. Yeah, I know on the PlayStation 5 the biggest issue I have is sometimes my thumb touches the touchpad and it messes it like completely messes it up. Alright, now I want to switch my periapsis to about here. So I'm gonna put a maneuver in here. Actually, I'm going to save it first. Add maneuver. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Oh, come on. Just a little bit faster. Just a tiny bit. Alright. There we go. That should do her just fine. Only 310 meters per second. I think I like that. And then we'll work on actually, I want to try something just to see. So that puts the maneuver in 21 minutes. What if we do this number? And that satellite thing to find the Easter egg can work on other planets and could help you find the mole hole. That's something that I do need to do better about working on, is doing probes and satellites, because for some reason, I don't know if it's because I'm on easy mode or what, but I don't have a whole lot of a reason to use satellites. Like I have, hold on. That's not going to do anything for me. Alright, so zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. So the only satellites I have in play right now, I have one in this orbit around just on the outside of Moho. Or no. Scratch that. You know what? No, I'm second guessing everything I think I know. I have 2 satellites right now because they make me easy money. Yeah, there we go. So, I have the CODS network, which is Close Object Detection System. I have CODS 1 and CODS 2. So CODS 2 is just on the outside of Kerbin's orbit right now, and CODS 1 is just on the outside of Eve's orbit right now. And whenever I start running low on money, all I do is I'll go grab a couple of contracts that say, like, for example, blah, 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 they do not need to be newly launched. So I could probably grab this right now and make a really easy $125,000 or $127,000.
Hey, Daddy.
What's up, sir?
It just said 2 people are watching.
Yep, I got a couple people watching.
Good.
But all these are Sentinel satellites. Like, I'll show you them real quick. Because I'm not really worried about the timing of that. Because once I get the jittery jet docked, big popey machine, I like it.
Oh yeah, I have a previous 2B.
So this is the COD satellite system. And I've used it over and over again since its original launch because it had so much Delta V. Like, I had like 8,000 Delta V in this stage with a Poodle engine.
Once you're done, can we have a snack?
You guys can go find a snack right now if you want.
Okay.
You guys can have a pudding.
Or, okay. I'm gonna go get Jackson.
But, yeah, so once this stage is exhausted in 1,100 meters per second, I still have 5 more thousand meters per second in this stage, so there's still a lot of life left in these. And I've thought about launching one with electric engines, with the, what do you call them? The ion drives. But I mean, I've had these in service for 20 years now. And they've made me millions upon millions of dollars. And they still have plenty of monopropellant, plenty of fuel, plenty of battery. Like, they're still more than serviceable. But they also act as a relay network, even though I don't have signal. So I think the thing is I played on easy mode for the very first time that I played because I didn't know what I was doing. So there's actually no network. But I still build relay networks on all my systems just for the sake of playing it that way, I guess, for role play purposes. But yeah, that's my quick little money-making scheme. Alright, let's go to the jittery jet and do this docking. Yeah, I've had that happen to me too. I was sitting there. Oh, actually, we almost have a problem. I almost forgot to do that. I've done that too before, where I get to talking and not paying attention and I run out of battery. But yeah, that happened to me once. Jeb went off and never came back, but I just reloaded it. I've also had random Kraken attacks where my ship just explodes for no apparent reason whatsoever. Those are always fun. But I think once I'm torn. I ask everybody that comes in, and since you're a player, you're a fellow Kerbanaut. Do you think, in your opinion only, if I get my Eve landing and return done, should I start over and play on a hard difficulty, so that way I can enjoy the signal? Holy crap, I've never had that happen before. I have never had that one happen. Let's hope it doesn't. Because, well, I mean, I have enough save files, I could probably fix it, but... But anyway, do you think, in your opinion as a player, since I'm really disappointed that I don't have to worry about signal from Kerbin, but should I hit every single planet before I restart, or just restart after my Eve landing and then go to all the other planets? What would you do? Because when I first started the game, I didn't know how to play at all other than what I had seen other players do on YouTube. And I knew a little bit from my time playing Space Flight Simulator. So I knew, like, concepts. But it was my first playthrough, so I was like, you know what? I'll play on easy mode, just for the sake of it. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I like that. We'll leave it like that for now. Now, the fun part. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep the save file just to come and goof off. Cause... Hold on, let me save again. And then we'll go back to the Space Center. I have the entire tech tree unlocked. I have everything upgraded. I have the entire tech tree unlocked. Huh, I never did a temperature study over the sun. Forgot to do that. But I haven't been to Moho at all. This is what I've accomplished on Eve so far. And what I've got on Gilly. One time I went to a space museum and they had to scale model of the first stage of the Saturn. That would be really awesome. I take my kids to the Kalamazoo Air and Space Museum every year or two. We didn't go this year. We've just been a little bit short on cash. But they have a lot of really cool exhibits there. They had the SR-71 Blackbird. That was really cool. They had the... I think it was one of the Redstone capsules. I don't remember now, but it was a one-manned capsule that they had. And then I haven't been to Dres, Jewel, or Elu at all yet. But you can see how much I actually have seismic scan from Ike's Lowlands. And then Dres is kind of boring. And then, so, I can show you real quick. The AP-0, this is the very first basic rocket that I built when I didn't know anything of what I was doing. And then we graduated to the Mark II. This is the one that I used to grind a whole lot of money, because I just packed a whole bunch of tourists in and did suborbital flights over and over and over again. And then there's the Mark 202, which is just bigger, more boosters. And then the Mark 4. Literally only built this one so I could test the decoupler. That was the only flight this ever did, was testing the decoupler in flight over Kerbin. And then the Mark 5, which the Mark 5 just traded off the passenger space for science space. That's all it did. And then the Mark 505, just bigger boosters. And then from the Mark 5, we switched over to the Long Pig. Where's the Long Pig at? The Jittery Jet. And the Long Pig. This was the first rocket we built after we retired the AP series. And we, grinded a lot more. I think this one was more for orbital flights around Kerbin, when tourists want to go in orbit. And then the Long Pig 2, same thing, just with science instead of crew cabins. And then from there, we went to the Getsuga model, the Getsuga Tencho, or roughly translated, Piercer of Heaven. Now the Getsuga has bigger boosters and a bigger core stage with a mainsail. And then the Getsuga was so successful that we went to the Mark II, which added monopropellant for some reason, and a lot more science, and hitchhiker storage. And then, and because the Mark II has all the parachutes attached to the boosters, they were all recoverable. So you can see that I put parachutes on the boosters to... So the original purpose of the parachutes were to pull it away from the main stage, because I had a big problem with the boosters crashing into the mainsail and blowing it up. I would love to recreate the starship. I just don't know if I have the parts for it. And then the Mark IV. The Mark IV was our lander that we used to land on the Mun and Minmus. Same thing, we just put some science and some landing legs on her. We added some solar panels for extended flight times, the landing legs to land. And then after the Mark IV came the Mark V, which right now is incomplete, but basically just bigger boosters, bigger core stage. And then the Mark 6 and 7 are pretty similar, I think. The Mark 6... Yeah... I really want to do an Apollo-style mission, and honestly, out of the 160-ish hours that I've played, I could not figure out docking for about 100, 120. It took me about 100, 120 hours to figure out how to dock successfully. It took me a very long time to figure out how to dock. Now, the Mark 7... Not a whole lot of difference between the 6 and the 7. Yeah, it took... I'm okay at it now. I need to get more efficient, but I'm better than I used to be. The Mark 8's the first one that uses the shroud. I'm trying to think of the word that I can't think of right now. The protective shell. But it also uses the Getsuga Mark 8 is the first asparagus staged rocket that I ever built. It's not a bad rocket, really. This one's actually pretty good. Did you use a processing lab? I have one processing lab in orbit around the Mun right now, but I still haven't actually used it. It was just part of a contract I did. The 8, what is this, 8? The 802, the 803, I'm pretty sure they're all basically the same. Yeah, they're all basically the same. The Mark 9, I want to say, was one of my failures that never flew. Holy crap. Yeah, the Mark 9 was an idea for an Eve lander that I had that just never flew. It's never going to fly. There is nothing I can do for this design. It might be viable. Oh no, this wasn't an Eve lander. This was my attempt at making a fueling station. 1,500. I'm gonna have to try. I thought about sending up a science lab to orbit Eve prior to the mission to Eve. I was thinking about it heavily. Yeah, this was my attempt at designing a fuel station for the surface of Duna or the surface of moons. So the idea would be that this would drop down, it would sit here, then deploy the radiators like that, and the drills would be able to drill. And in all honesty, this design might work if I get rid of the solid rocket boosters and attach it to an asparagus stage system. But this one never quite got off the ground. And then there's the Getsuga Mark 10. This is the primary, this is another Getsuga Tensho that we used with solid rocket boosters. This actually does work. This one was pretty successful. But it got outclassed by the Jittery Jet. 500 science at a time. It takes a bit, but you can just time warp. Yeah, I think I need to do those a little bit more. This is the Jittery Jet Mark 1. I built this before I understood asparagus staging, but believe it or not, even with all the SRBs, this still flies really well. Now, the big difference between the Jittery Jet and the Getsuga, though, is the Jittery Jet is the only nuclear stage ship that I have. It has 5 nuclear engines on it. So that makes the Jittery Jet really good at going long distances. This is the one that I took to Duna. Or was it the Mark II that I took to Duna? The Mark II. Where's my Jittery Jet? Mark III. Yeah, the Jittery Jet moved to the asparagus staging system. And this is the one that I took to, and I landed this on Ike. I took it to Duna and landed it on Ike. She's a monster. But she produces 1.32 foot-pounds of thrust on the run or on the launch pad. And then Mark IV you already seen, because that's the one we just launched. And then this dude, you can do it. The problem I have with doing anything what I call smart people stuff is that I have a really hard time retaining information. I love to learn, and I love physics, I love aerospace and engineering, but it is so hard for me, it's almost impossible for me to remember something long term. And this is the landing system that we're using right now. I don't think it's going to work. I think it might... Oh, come on. It might land on Eve. Maybe. But I'm not convinced that it'll get back off of Eve. University of Huntsville. Dude, go for it. Shoot for it. Especially if you... The biggest thing I tell people is if you have a dream, follow it, but be smart about it, because so many people jump into things without plans, and then they end up saddled with, you know, crippling student loan debts and stuff. Just make sure you cover yourself, because the government doesn't care about you, the banks don't care about you. You know, they're there to use you and spit you out. So if you got the gift and you got the talent for it, absolutely. It's such a good career path to go into. I want to turn this off. And go back to here. I wish in some ways, I'm glad I didn't go to college because I feel like it would be wasted on me. But in a lot of ways, sometimes I do wish I would have tried. Alright, let's get to... Oh, wait, what time is it? 10:30. I got about an hour. I gotta go pick my daughter up from school today. The boys don't have school yet, but she does because she goes to kindergarten. Alright, so... There's this and there's that. Let's do some time warping a little bit. Alright, let's get out of time warp for a second. We'll do this. Come on, let me add a maneuver. Go here. Oh, absolutely. One of the things I preach to everybody is if you're a gamer, especially a solo gamer, you really have nothing to lose by doing YouTube, Twitch, or some kind of extracurricular on that. Just because the worst case scenario is you're going to play your games anyway. So even if you don't do YouTube or Twitch or some kind of extra content, yeah, oh, see, that's what I want to do. A couple years ago, when I had my laptop, I started getting into 3D animation and stuff like that, and I was teaching myself how to do everything. And then my computer died, and I've just been patiently trying to save my pennies up for a new computer, and I want to get a Wacom Mobile Studio Pro. I want to get into making my own cartoons and anime. I think that would be the dream right there. Oh, dude, you'll have 11 here. You know what? I'll do it right now. How do... There you go, bub. Now you got 11. Keep the dream alive, man. Now you got 11. And I do, if you want, you can go ahead and post your channel link. Actually, you know what? I'll do that too. Give me a second. Go to channel. How do I do this? Share. Copy link. Then go back here. And then we'll do this. Oops. Now, how do I do this? Do I go here? Replace pinned message. There you go. I'm all about self-promo, especially if you come in and you're talking and stuff. Oh, whoops. I went way past my mode, or node. That's okay. I thought I had turned off the time warp, but I did not. I just don't like it when someone comes into the channel on a live stream and all they do is Like, oh yeah, come check out my channel, post it, and then leave. I think that does just fine. Alright. That would be cool. I'm sad that... I really wish that more with the space program, because, yeah, like, okay, cool, we built the International Space Station, and that's pretty awesome, but we haven't gone to the moon, we haven't gone to Mars, we haven't really done anything that I would consider super impressive. Like, in the 1960s and 70s, we went to the moon, you know, we did a whole bunch of really cool stuff, and then we just kind of fizzled out on it. Alright, so we need an interaction. So let's see. What would happen if I just fast forward a little bit? Honestly, I would have been happy if they had done the Deep Space Gateway. I would have been pretty impressed with that myself. Alright, so let's see what happens if we start tweaking this orbit a little bit. So... go in the wrong direction. Oh, I agree. I agree completely. And I think it's silly that we haven't done more. I think it's foolish, really. Alright, so that's probably not going to help us too much. Okay, so what if I come in here and I do a little bit of retrograde? A little bit of prograde, maybe? Let me see. Staying pretty steady. Is my inclination off? No. Inclination's not off. What if I drop this down a little bit and retrograde it? No, that's going the wrong direction, surprisingly. Yeah, if the space, right? Yeah, no, it's just sad because I don't understand people's aversion to it, because it's like, we know eventually we're going to have to go somewhere and do something. We can't just, you know, expect Earth to sustain forever. So, my opinion only is that we should be putting a lot more effort into going places and doing things. But I also believe we should be putting more effort into sustainable practice too. Oh yeah, way. It like I said, it's absolutely disgusting how we manage it. Like, what about a little bit of radial turn? No. Nope. 1.3 kilometers. Pretty much, and it's sad that they stopped. Just like I think it's funny that America's freaking out right now because all these other small countries are starting up a space race. Like India's putting probes and getting everything ready to go to the moon for a manned mission to the moon. They're going to set up a base on the moon. The Soviets are trying to get everything situated to set up a base on the moon, and America's sitting over here twiddling her thumbs like, "Oh yeah, good luck, guys. Good luck with that." Oh, I think it's going to be... JFK's speech will be one of the most timeless... One of the most... It'll never die. Okay. So, what can I do? So... Huh? Man, this is a tough one for some reason. Yep. It all started because people wanted to kill each other. Wait a minute. Can I work with this at all? I heard a conspiracy that the first man-made thing that ever reached space was actually a manhole cover from a nuclear weapons test. The conspiracy is that there's two trains of thought. Because I don't remember what year it was, but before the V-2 rocket was launched, the United States did an underground nuclear weapons test. And they dropped a nuke down into a hole, and they covered it with a manhole cover, a solid steel, like a 6-inch solid steel cover. And when the blast went off, it accelerated to like 10 times the speed of sound or something crazy, and was never seen again. So... the idea is that if it survived exiting the atmosphere and the friction of the atmosphere without melting, then theoretically it would have been the first man-made object ever in space before Sputnik or anything. But there's no way to confirm that it actually survived the process at all. It'd be cool if it did, though. I'll have to look it up because I see the same guy talking about it on TikTok all the time. Hold on. While we're doing this, I'm curious now. No, it doesn't give a year. Hold on, I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to find a year for you. So, a manhole cover launched into space with a nuclear test is the fastest human-made object. The scientist on Operation Plumb Bob told us the unbelievable story. Hold on. What year? It doesn't give a year. Okay, so it wasn't the first, apparently. It doesn't give a year for some reason. But it does say it was a 3-foot wide, or it was a 4-inch thick iron cap. The test was conducted on the night of 1957. Might have come out of the column locked in a Russian, like a Roman candle. Okay, so it wasn't the first man-made object in space. Wait, how? I'm so confused now. Because I see this Operation Plumb Bob. Robert Brownlee, an atmospheric scientist who designed the nuclear test in question, told Insider the unbelievable story in 2016. Before he died at the age of 94 in 2018, Brownlee refuted that non-believers asserted that yes, it is likely the fastest object that a humankind ever launched. And he says history was made 1945. So it was in 1945, so it might not have been the first man-made object in space. Maybe it was because they talk about it being the fastest man-made object ever, is why I remembered it. That could be why I remember it so much. But I see it on TikTok all the time. Half of my TikTok. Yep. So yeah, it might not have been the first man-made object in space, but it was definitely the fastest. Half of my TikTok, though, is rocket-related, space-related, technology or weapons-related. Come on, give me faster. Faster. Yeah. I think most of my YouTube is I got Kerbal, a lot of survival video games. Survival video games are my second favorite ones after like building games. A lot of horror games. I watch a lot of Fooster, a lot of Fisk. Um, I just started watching Scott Manley like a month ago, if that. Um, I watch a lot of Matt Lown, a lot of Mike Alden, Mike Aben, and Matt Lown. A lot of Neebs Gaming. Lots of Neebs Gaming. All right. Let's do this burn. Let's hook these boys up, and then we will be on our way to Eve to find out if this will even work. Because in all honesty, I don't think this is going to work. It might get to the surface of Eve, but I don't think it's going to... Yep, I have heard about that. It's kind of sad that he put all the effort in and didn't even get to see it. It's a messed up thing. Yeah, Nixon got all the credit, that jackass. Yeah, no, I get it. Nixon is not my favorite president person. He does, and he was like 100% a cartoon villain the whole time. I'm not going to burn up my RCS trying to fix this. Um, but I come from a military family, so I have a firm belief that all politicians are just evil. I don't know if I've seen all the Minion movies. I can't remember which ones I've seen. I have my kids and they watch cartoons all the time that I watch with them and then I forget about it. I remember the first one though. I remember the first one pretty well. And then I think I watched the one where he had a kid because he broke into some place with nothing but the diaper stuff. That was pretty funny. Alright, I think that's good enough. Alright, so wait, before we do that, let's do that. Let's lock onto target because it'll be in front of me, I think. Yeah, no, little Easter eggs like that I geek out over. I geek out over little stuff like that. Oh wait, am I entering the frickin' atmosphere? Oh, that's not good. I wasn't paying attention to that. That's not good at all. Oh man, I screwed this up. Oh my goodness. I screwed up. I wasn't watching my periapsis. Frickety frack. I think we're okay though. But no, I don't know how to fix this intersect. Frickety frack. I was not paying attention to my periapsis on that. Alright. What is that? Recent accomplishment of your space program have attracted contributions. Oh, neat. I've docked on Kerbin before, but I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Alright, so we're gonna have to redo all of these interactions. What does this look like? And I thought we had such a good intercept course. I'm gonna use up all my gosh darn fuel trying to do this. Yeah, see, I'm not really good at getting intercepts and docking yet. It's not something that's second nature to me. Alright, thanks for dropping in, man. I appreciate the good conversations. Good luck out there. I shall continue my quest. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go here soon anyway to go pick my daughter up. We'll save the game here because I don't want to be late to pick her up. It'd be pretty bad if I was late to pick her up from her second day kindergarten. All right. Um. I can never figure this part out. Maybe prograde? I gotta go target. Yep, let's burn up all the monopropellant we just saved up. How do we hardly have any? Didn't we fill this up? Well, it does not look like we're going to get to Eve today. Because I'm really bad at these intercepts. So for that, I do apologize. And I don't think we're going to stream again this weekend because we're going to be doing some Battlefield content, so... We're going to be playing Battlefield for the last weekend it's available. What?
I got so hard to count because it's going so fast. I got 22 million speed as a brain rot.
Whoa.
Boys Day today.
Yep, just for a little bit longer. Because Nova gonna be home. We're gonna leave in about 5 minutes.
What was lunch?
We're gonna get lunch after we get Nova.
Oh, okay.
What is happening here? Something's not right. Really hope I didn't leave my thrusters on this again. Space flight is so hard. Yep, we're gonna have to go ahead and go. I would love to keep going, guys, but I gotta go get my daughter. I don't know when we're gonna do another live stream. But if you keep an eye out on the channel, you'll find when we do the next recordings and stuff like that. Hopefully I didn't destroy this mission because I used up way more fuel than I was trying to get this maneuver. But I'm still really not good at getting docks. It takes me a lot of fuel. Is that a prograde vector? I think I need to go retro. You know what? I gotta stop. Save. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for dropping in. I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, bye-bye.